Well, Matt, I imagine a frustrating afternoon for yourself this afternoon. Your overriding thoughts after the final pre-season game?
Not good enough. I can't come out and say any more than that. I've said all along. I can't guarantee results, but I can guarantee work ethic and a camaraderie and an innate together. And we were miles away from what I wanted. We looked soft. We looked lackadaisical, and we looked like we weren't up for the fight. And that's as far away from a Rotherham United performance as you're going to get. Just spoke to players about that in there. The good thing about it is it's a pre-season game. The bad thing is it shouldn't ever happen. So we'll reassess that. We'll look at that. It's obviously answered a few questions that I had of one or two players, and we'll move forward.
It's obviously difficult in the public domain to air everything you've been frustrated with, but is there anything that you can share that was particularly upsetting for you this afternoon?
Everything I've just said, really. Just not good enough. And you think, like, the Rotherham fans have come across to watch this game and spent the money to come and watch a ticket, and look, like I say, it ain't good enough. So I don't want people to think I'm stood here thinking, oh, it's all right and it's pre-season, and that's as far away from who we are and what we should be as you're going to see. It hasn't happened, I don't think, since I've been here this end of last season and this season, and it's a warning sign to the players. And I've just said, look, you always have excuses as players. It could be we've got new faces, it could be X, Y, and Z. There's loads of reasons, but fundamentally, like, some of them today have to look in the mirror and say, look, if that's me, we've got a problem, and if that's me, then we try and move it on this week.
We know that you set a really high bar for the lads, and perhaps fans that haven't been to these two games haven't seen the snippets of good things you've done. What would you say to reassure people who've just looked at the scorelines in the last couple of games?
I think first half against Sheffield United were really good. I think we saw pleasing signs. We've obviously brought one or two lads in. I thought Denzel were good for that time we were on pitch. He obviously, like, a little bit out of position playing on that right sided centre back. He can do that, but I prefer him at wing back. So Marvin come in and he's not been up to speed. He's a little bit later back. So I'm not judging those two on that performance. But I just think the fight, the bite, the scrap, the things that you have to do the first 20 minutes of any game of football, which is physical and try and dominate your opponent and then have that quality on the ball. And I thought, like, this sounds really strange, but like we got in with Dango about 6 minutes to work we've been doing in the week, and we've not done that since that point. And it was on to do that quite a lot. We didn't move the ball near enough, quick enough. We looked like it didn't mean enough to some of them, and that's down to me to put it right.
Everyone's been really excited about the new signings, no one more so than yourself, and you've had to kind of chase around waiting late on perhaps Dango's loan deal and a few international clearances. In an ideal world, you'd have liked to assemble this group a little bit earlier, and this perhaps would have been a friendly of 2 weeks ago, but that's not the case, and you're confident now that you can move forward and get it all right?
Yeah, we still need 2 or 3 players. I've made no secrets about we need another centre back, we need another centre forward, we need another left wing back. So the young lads have kind of come on it. Look, that performance was nothing to do with young lads. That's down to me and my staff to kind of put it right. So look, these things happen pre-season, and the fact that you get players as and when it happens, you can't rush things. We can't make sure that we're just now going to shoot from the hip and bring players in just because they're available. We've still got to go down the path that we've been on. I'm hopeful that we can get a centre forward in this week. I'm hopeful that we can bring a left wing back or a player of that ilk in this week. And then we'll see where we go. We're on pursuit of a centre back. We've got a couple in mind, and like I said, I'd like them to get them in tomorrow so they can come in training Monday. But I just thought the bite and the fight and the passion of everything that is Rotherham United would nowhere near that performance.
We'd normally like to be stood here saying it's just a couple of things to fine tune for the week, and I'm sure that is still the case. But in a way, is it perhaps good that that's a bit of a wake-up call in inverted commas because it's come before the league action and a big game against Port Vale?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I thought I got that after Sheffield United. I thought my wake-up call was last week. So, yeah, I'll be honest with you, I didn't see that coming. Lads have been good this week in training. And for whatever reason, it wasn't right. We'll look into how we've tailored it this week, and obviously it'll be different going into this week because it's the first game of the season. So look, I said there'd be ups and downs. I said there'd be a roller coaster ride. I'm still kind of learning some of the players, if I'm going to be honest, and I've said this all along. Look, it's down to me and the staff, and I keep saying that to put it right. Everything that happens today is down to me, not the players. So people will have their frustrations, they can have them with me, and I'll take it on the chin and move forward. But individuals have got to be better, and I saw signs of a lot of things that I didn't like, as I've just said, but it's down to them now to react this week and make sure that come next Saturday we'll be certainly working hard on training ground and making sure we're ready to go.
I was going to say, you can tell by your demeanour in this interview that you're not looking to pick the sugar out of it, so to speak, but you did say in an interview recently that it was important to get through this without any injuries. Is that one positive you can say?
That is a positive. We've got no injuries, but then again we had no physical contact to get an injury, so it's the ups and downs of it all. So look, like I keep saying, look, this club demands certain ways. The DNA of this football club that I banged on a lot about is all about that fight and that battling spirit and that going to the 90th minute, and we haven't done that today. And I've openly said, look, if that is the case, then that is on me, and today is on me. So as I say, we've got to move forward, we've got to improve on it. The lads we've just had a meeting in there, the lads have spoke, I've spoken, and we need to put it right quickly.
On the availability front, pretty much everyone involved that we'd expect today. No Josh Benson, was that just a precaution?
Yeah, precaution. Yeah, I think I've said all along, I'm not going to take risks for people. Josh could have probably played half of football today, but the risk factor around it wasn't amazing. I think if it had been a first game like next season is, it's about getting everybody up to speed and getting them right. I did want to play some players a lot more minutes today, I'll be honest with you, but I just felt that level of performance first half, certainly not that it improved massively second half, but weren't good enough, so hence why I made the changes.